persembahan dari Kubik Coaching dan Get Me. Boleh tepuk tangan semuanya. Wah, terima kasih banyak. Well, Kubik Coaching merupakan bagian dari Kubik Leadership Group yang membantu para pemimpin memaksimalkan potensi diri dan timnya dengan solution focus coaching. Sebagai informasi, bahwa pada tanggal 24 Mei 2023 tahun lalu, Kubik Coaching berpartner dengan Get Me dari Australia secara official. Wow. Get Me AI is software that bridges the gap in communication for individuals and enterprises. Get Me solves the problem of language skills through AI technology as well as communication and personal development. Dan kali ini, webinar kali ini ada ketiga kalinya Kubik Coaching dan Get Me bekerja sama. Yeay, wow, selamat pagi Bapak Ibu yang sudah hadir. Terima kasih banyak. Tak kenal maka tak sayang, izinkan saya untuk memperkenalkan diri agar silaturahmi kita makin panjang. Nama saya Adam Anditra dan tentunya saya tidak sendiri di sini karena di sini di studio banyak banget rekan-rekan dari Kubik Coaching. Terima kasih kakak-kakak yang telah hadir. Dan tentunya kami mengucapkan rasa terima kasih banyak untuk Bapak, Ibu, teman-teman yang sudah hadir. Dan harapannya, hopefully, webinar di pagi hari ini mendapatkan banyak benefit untuk kita. Dan tentunya untuk masa depan kita dan juga orang-orang di sekitar kita. Amin? Amin. Oke. Nah, di tengah gempuran globalisasi dan tantangan pasar kerja yang sangat kompetitif, perguruan tinggi memiliki peran kunci dalam mempersiapkan lulusan-lulusannya untuk sukses dalam berkarir di lingkungan kerja. Kesiapan berkarir seorang mahasiswa melibatkan pendidikan formalnya, keterampilan teknis dan interpersonal, serta sikap profesional, sehingga membuat mereka menjadi kandidat yang dicari dalam pasar kerja. Beberapa alasan mengapa urgensi persiapan employability mahasiswa semakin penting diantaranya. Perubahan tuntutan pasar kerja yang sangat cepat dan dinamis. Persaingan untuk pekerjaan menjadi lebih ketat, sehingga mahasiswa perlu memiliki keunggulan untuk menjadi pembeda di antara yang lain. Pentingnya keterampilan hard skills dan soft skills yang dimiliki oleh setiap individu, pendidikan yang relevan dengan kebutuhan industri, juga perencanaan karir yang matang, serta kelanjutan karir lulusan yang mencerminkan reputasi perguruan tingginya. Tentunya lulusan yang sukses yang dapat memberikan kontribusi positif bagi masyarakat. Dan untuk menjawab semua tantangan tersebut, maka kita hadirkan 3 pembicara pada pagi hari ini. Yang pertama kita hadir, ini dia Coach Fauzi Rahmanto yang merupakan CEO dari Kubik Coaching yang nanti akan memberikan topik Bridging the Gap, How AI Empowers University Students for Tomorrow's Job Market. Good morning, Coach Fauzi. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Good morning, Adam. Good morning, everyone. Nice to meet you today.
Okay, now you are live from
Bandung. Yes, I live in Bandung, and the team, the Kubik coaching team, is working in Jakarta. So nice to meet you, guys, girls.
Thank you, Coach Fauzi. Hopefully we can get more insights from Coach Fauzi. Thank you, Coach. Dan tentunya yang kedua telah hadir juga speakers kita from Australia, founder and CEO of Get Me Australia dengan topik Employability Skills. Dan tentunya Dala. Hello, Bala. How are you today?
I am going really good. Thank you for having me as a speaker. I'm really excited and look forward to presenting on what Get Me is and what we're doing around the world with universities. I am based in Melbourne, Australia currently. Our team is spread across Australia, and we've got a few people in New Zealand and India as well. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Bala. See you later soon. Thank you. Thank you for so much. And last but not least, kita sudah hadir juga General Manager Education and participants from AIMS Australia. She will share with us about her success story of AI and employability. She is Mrs. Mirta Gonzalez. Hi, Mirta. Morning.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Adam. Thank you for the lovely introduction. I'm also from Melbourne, Australia. So, almost next door to Berlin here. And I'm looking forward to being able to participate and hopefully contribute some insights from our own experience at AIMS Australia.
Thank you so much, Mirta. See you sooner after that. Baiklah Bapak Ibu, sedikit saya ingin memberikan tentang AIMS Australia ya. AIMS Australia adalah sebuah organisasi yang menyediakan layanan pendidikan dan pelatihan di Australia. Mereka memiliki fokus khusus pada penyediaan layanan kepada imigran dan pengungsi, membantu mereka dalam integrasi ke dalam masyarakat Australia melalui berbagai program pendidikan, pelatihan, dan dukungan lainnya. AIMS Australia terlibat dalam membantu individu untuk meningkatkan kemampuan bahasa Inggris mereka, mengembangkan keterampilan kerja, dan mencapai kemandirian dalam kehidupan sehari-hari di Australia. Dan tentunya nanti akan kita bahas bersama dengan Mirta ya. Nah, itu tadi agenda kita hari ini. Nanti akan ada 3 speakers. Secara bergantian beliau akan menyampaikan presentasinya dalam bahasa Inggris full English. That's why saya izin nih mau memberikan ground rules kita pada hari ini yang sudah sebagaimana yang Bapak Ibu teman-teman bisa lihat. Yang pertama nanti bagi Bapak Ibu yang merasa lebih nyaman mendengarkan bahasa Indonesia, boleh diklik fitur interpretation. Nah, di situ ikonnya ya, sudah ada. Boleh nanti pilih Indonesian jika Bapak Ibu teman-teman merasa lebih nyaman mendengarkan pemateri menyampaikan materinya dalam bahasa Indonesia. Nanti insya Allah ada Miss Hilda yang akan membantu Bapak Ibu sebagai interpreter. However, if you are not able to listen to bahasa Indonesia, you may use the English setting there. So you will fully listen English version, ya. But if you want to hear or listen in bilingual, bahasa Indonesia atau bahasa Inggris seperti saya sekarang ini, tidak apa-apa. Langsung klik aja tuh original audio. Jadi nanti interpretation-nya di off. Nanti Bapak Ibu hanya mendengarkan suara original, ya suara saya seperti sekarang, dan tentunya suara pemateri kita, gitu ya. Silakan, ini adalah fasilitas yang sangat baik Bapak Ibu untuk gunakan untuk kenyamanan dalam mendapatkan memahami materi. Nah, itu ground rules yang pertama. Yang kedua, mohon izin Bapak Ibu teman-teman, mohon di-mute mikrofonnya sehingga nanti kita bisa menjaga informasi dari pembicara dapat diterima dengan baik oleh kita semua ya. Dan yang ketiga, jika Bapak Ibu teman-teman punya pertanyaan nih, silakan tulis di kolom chat dulu. Nanti di sesi question and answer, tanya jawab, kita akan jawab ya, insya Allah. Pertanyaan yang bagus tentunya akan kita tanyakan. Dan yang keempat, kami berharap bisa melihat senyuman manis, semangat, antusiasme dari Bapak Ibu. Silakan nyalakan kameranya. Nah, biar saya bisa melihat senyuman Bapak Ibu teman-teman. Boleh dilihat mana nih? Wah, halo, morning everyone. Terima kasih sudah berkenan. Thank you for turning on your camera. Wow, it's really makes me so excited to have this webinar in this morning. Yeah, thank you. I do appreciate the way you turn on your camera. Thank you so much. Last but not least, please enjoy the session and please collect as much as insight as possible. Yeah. All right. And to make you more energized, biar lebih semangat lagi nih, kita akan ada quiz ya. Nah, buat Bapak Ibu teman-teman all participants, silakan sekarang buka Instagramnya Kubik Coaching. Nah, setelah terlihat kan, silakan di follow dulu Instagramnya Kubik Coaching, kubik.coaching. Kemudian klik postingan paling terbaru, paling atas, paling sebelah kiri atas. Nah, di situ di postingan tersebut, Bapak Ibu tolong tulis jawaban dari pertanyaan yang akan saya sampaikan sesaat lagi ya. Jadi ini kuisnya. Untuk menjawab kuisnya, silakan tulis jawaban di kolom komen di post yang terbaru. Pertanyaannya adalah, siap-siap ya, dengarkan baik-baik. Apa saja soft skills yang prioritas untuk meningkatkan employability mahasiswa? Oke, sekali lagi ya. Apa saja soft skills yang prioritas untuk meningkatkan employability mahasiswa? Nah, itu silakan jawabannya tulis di kolom chat di postingan paling atas sebelah kiri dari Instagram kubik.coaching ya. Jawaban paling kece nanti tentunya akan mendapatkan hadiah dan menjadi pemenang, dan masing-masing pemenang nanti ada tiga orang yang masing-masing mendapatkan uang elektronik sebesar Rp100.000. Wah, tepuk tangan dong buat Kubik Coaching. Yes. Jadi silahkan jawab dari sekarang. Nah, sambil kita lanjut, Boleh dikira-kira apa ya jawabannya? Nah, langsung tulis di kolom chat ya. Oke, Bapak Ibu, kita mendapatkan keberkahan, so we will have more blessings. Let us start this webinar with prayer. Mari kita berdoa masing-masing menurut kepercayaan dan agama masing-masing. Berdoa dipersilahkan. Pray and amin. Alright everyone, sudah siap semuanya ya. Tapi sebelum kita mulai, boleh dong kita yel-yel dulu kali ya. Kalau saya bilang Kubi Coaching, jawabannya Empower Team. Boleh? Saya mau lihat dong tampilan layar teman-teman ya. Nah, jadi kalau saya bilang Kubi Coaching, teman-teman harus kayak gini. Empower Team gitu ya. Empower Team. Oke, when I say Kubi Coaching, you have to respond Empower Team like this. Empower Team, oke? Saya bisa melihat nih ya, layar-layar teman-teman semuanya. Ready? Kubi Coaching!
Empower Team.
Empower Team.
Have a round of applause for all of you. Thank you so much. Okay. Now, let's move our first speaker pertama adalah Coach Fauzi Rahmanto yang merupakan CEO dari Kubik Coaching. Dengan tema presentasi hari ini adalah Bridging the Gap, How AI Empowers University Students for Tomorrow's Job Market. Beliau adalah Direktur Utama Kubik Coaching dan memiliki background profesional di perbankan, IT, dan project management. Beliau aktif sebagai master trainer dan coach dengan spesialisasi pada project dan agile team management. So, without further ado, please welcome Coach Fauzi.
Good morning, Adam. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Bala. Well, good morning, Mirta, and all of our friends from Australia who join us today in this very wonderful webinar. Also, I would like to greet all of you, the participants. As the participants all are from Indonesia, so allow me to present my topics of discussion in Bahasa Indonesia, as we already have interpreter as well. So Bala, Mirta, I will conduct this in Bahasa. That's to assure that everybody who join in our event can understand properly what behind this discussion. So what's in our mind, so that as a coach we invite everybody to join this webinar, and why we collaborate with Get Me, a very fast forward moving startup that today gets so many acknowledgement from people not only in Australia but also from all over the world. So this is a very good chance for all of you participants to learn something from Bala as well as from Mirta later on. So I will start my presentation in Bahasa, Bala. Ya. Jadi Bapak Ibu sekalian, saya ucapkan terima kasih. Saya Fauzi. Saya ditugaskan untuk memimpin tim Kubi Coaching hari ini. Tapi jauh sebelum itu, sebelum saya menjadi seorang coach atau pelatih bagi para eksekutif, saya juga sama seperti Bapak Ibu sekalian. Saya dulu juga adalah karyawan, saya pekerja, dan pada waktu itu saya memang berfokus untuk bertugas mengimplementasikan solusi-solusi teknologi di banyak perusahaan. Dan ketika kami mengimplementasikan solusi teknologi informasi, latar belakangnya sebagian besar adalah keinginan organisasi tersebut untuk melakukan transformasi. Dan saya mendapati bahwa ternyata proses transformasi organisasi nggak selamanya berhasil, ya. Dan lebih sering tidak berhasil bukan karena faktor teknologinya itu sendiri, tetapi karena mereka tidak siap orangnya. Ya, jadi orangnya memang tidak siap untuk melakukan transformasi. Itulah kenapa saya kemudian memutuskan, sekalipun latar belakang profesional saya adalah di bidang teknologi informasi, saya memutuskan untuk memperdalam ya, bagaimana caranya kita dapat mengajak orang untuk melakukan perubahan. Dan itulah di momen di mana saya menemukan bahwa coaching adalah cara terbaik bagi kita untuk mengantarkan siapapun untuk berubah, ya. Nah, ternyata perkembangannya makin lama makin jauh lagi, ya. Jadi saat ini sebagai seorang coach saya sering sekali bertemu dengan eksekutif. Hampir setiap hari memang bagian dari pekerjaan saya bertemu dengan eksekutif, dengan BOD, ya, Board of Directors, BOD-1, ya, mereka yang bekerja di bawah BOD, dan sebagian besar adalah mereka yang memang diberi tugas untuk mengembangkan, ya, karyawan di organisasi tersebut. Nah, ketika berdiskusi dengan mereka, salah satu yang sering menjadi poin untuk dibahas itu adalah mengapa mereka semakin lama semakin sulit untuk mendapatkan talenta-talenta terbaik di organisasi mereka. Ya, saya baru kemarin meeting dengan salah satu perusahaan operator tambang, ya, dan mereka bercerita, ya, bahwa mereka akan menyelenggarakan program Fresh Graduate Development Program, ya, program untuk mereka yang baru lulus. Mereka menginisiasi program manajemen trainee untuk pengembangan talenta-talenta muda, ya, dari Gen Z agar cepat untuk bisa menduduki posisi strategis. Dan mereka bercerita belum semua perjuangan mereka tuntas berhasil gitu. Jadi as a coach, saya mendampingi mereka dan mendengarkan suara itu. Nah, lalu saya kembali melihat, ya, kenapa ini bisa terjadi. Dan ya, dan rupanya mungkin perlu kita forum-forum seperti ini bertemu antara praktisi organisasi seperti saya, rekan-rekan dari perguruan tinggi, lembaga-lembaga, ya, teman-teman panitia untuk mengawal ini, ya. Lalu kemudian boleh di-mute dulu, ya, ya, supaya jelas, ya, penjelasan saya. Ya, dan akan menjadi momen yang sangat baik sekali apabila dari perguruan tinggi, dari praktisi industri, dan juga penyedia solusi teknologi bisa berkumpul seperti ini, ya. Itulah yang melatar belakangi pertemuan kita hari ini, ya. Jadi saya akan membawakan bridging the gap, bagaimana sebenarnya perguruan tinggi berpeluang loh untuk memberdayakan mahasiswa mereka agar semakin siap menghadapi pasar kerja hari ini dan di masa akan datang. Gitu, ya. Nah, kita lihat kenapa kok ini penting untuk dibahas. Pertama, dunia bisnis sendiri berkembang sangat dinamis, ya. Terjadi beberapa dinamika yang penting untuk dicermati, untuk diperhatikan. Pertama, hari ini kita sedang menghadapi adanya kesenjangan generasi, ya. Gen X masih ada di sebagian besar organisasi, dan sebagian mereka sedang persiapan pensiun mungkin. Lalu kemudian ada Gen Y yang menempati posisi-posisi strategis, ya, sebagai leader, dan ada Gen Z yang surprisingly di Indonesia sudah mencapai 30-40% angkatan kerja. Workforce-nya adalah Gen Z. Dan Gen Alpha sebentar lagi juga akan masuk dalam angkatan kerja kita. Dan ini jadi gap. Kenapa? Karena cara berkomunikasinya berbeda, prioritas dalam kehidupannya berbeda. Kalau Gen X atau Gen Y mungkin dulu begitu bekerja langsung terpikir untuk bagaimana nabung, ya, membeli rumah, ya, membeli mobil, kendaraan, menikah. Sangat tradisional. Tapi Gen Z hari ini mungkin punya purpose yang berbeda, yang mungkin mereka lebih suka nonton Taylor Swift atau Coldplay ke Singapura daripada nabung untuk membeli rumah. Mungkin begitu, ya. Saya tidak tahu. Tapi yang jelas cara berkomunikasinya akhirnya akan berbeda, ya, menimbulkan gap. Dan yang kedua yang tidak kalah penting adalah perkembangan teknologi pesat sekali, tapi tidak equal dalam penerapannya. Saya mendapatkan banyak cerita dari para eksekutif bahwa tidak semua anggota timnya ternyata ready dengan perkembangan teknologi yang sangat pesat hari ini, ya, baik adopsi artificial intelligence, pengembangan big data yang sangat masif, pemanfaatannya juga sudah sangat ekstensif, tetapi nggak semuanya ready, sehingga muncul gap baru dari sisi kesiapan mengadopsi teknologi. Lalu isu mental health dan juga ketangguhan atau resiliensi anggota tim juga jadi masalah sekarang. Ya, banyak sekali yang hari ini merasa tertekan dengan pekerjaannya, dan Dulu hal seperti ini mungkin tabu dibicarakan, tapi hari ini menjadi sesuatu yang sangat terbuka untuk disampaikan. Dan yang terakhir, yang tidak kalah penting adalah, yes, kita masih menghadapi ketidakpastian situasi politik ya maupun ekonomi, domestik maupun global ya. Kalau di Indonesia kami sedang ada pergantian kepemimpinan, Bala, Mirta. Kalau di global ya kita lihat ya percaturan geopolitik dunia itu mempengaruhi sekali ekonomi sebuah negara, semua negara ya. Peristiwa di Eropa, peristiwa di Timur Tengah berdampak terhadap bagaimana bisnis berkembang di Indonesia dan juga di Australia ya. Jadi hal seperti ini sekarang menjadi bagian dari dinamika bisnis kita. Nah, maka kita perlu menyiapkan orang-orang yang siap ya menghadapi hal seperti itu ya. Dan ternyata industri merespon ya. Dalam bentuk apa? Dalam bentuk menyiapkan cara baru dalam bekerja, terutama setelah pandemi ya. Maka kita sering mendengar istilah ada evolusi di dalam job market hari ini ya. Jadi dalam job market sendiri sedang terjadi evolusi. Evolusinya garis besarnya apa? Mereka ingin menyediakan tempat bekerja yang lebih fleksibel, yang berorientasi kepada performa tim ya. Fleksibel dalam hal apa? Ya mereka sampai membangun cara baru dalam bekerja yang sering disebut sebagai new ways of working. Dan ini sudah banyak diaplikasikan di Indonesia. Saya yakin kalau di Australia pasti bahkan lebih dahulu, tapi di Indonesia ini sudah banyak diterapkan. Di BUMN ya, state owned enterprise yang banyak kami support, itu banyak yang sudah menerapkan misalnya ya, ini ada beberapa catatan saya yang perlu kita pahami bersama. Pertama, mereka kebanyakan sudah menerapkan multiple location. Ya, tidak lagi bekerja berkumpul di satu tempat, tapi di banyak tempat menghasilkan output yang sama untuk customer mereka. Jadi desain centernya ada di Bandung, development centernya ada di Surabaya, head office-nya ada di Jakarta, itu sudah sangat biasa ya. Kami sendiri di Kupi Coaching juga demikian ya. Kami juga tim Get Me sangat wajar, sangat biasa kita bekerja dari lokasi yang beragam. Bahkan tidak hanya satu negara, tapi juga banyak negara. Saya ketika mengembangkan tools, aplikasi, software juga dulu begitu. Bekerja dengan developer dari India, ya, desain centernya ada di Bandung, ya, lalu kemudian sebagian besar tim salesnya ada di Singapura, ya itu biasa, ya, sehingga kita terbiasa bekerja multiple location. Dan konsekuensinya juga flexible time, ya, flexible working hours. Tidak lagi 8 to 5 dalam bekerja, tetapi ya karena tim saya dari berbagai tempat, maka wajar kalau kemudian saya pun berinteraksi dengan jam kerja yang beragam. Audiens, teman-teman partisipan hari ini akan berinteraksi dengan rekan-rekan yang berada di Melbourne, Australia. Mereka jamnya lebih dahulu dari kita ya. Mereka sudah makan siang, kita belum. Ya biasa tapi seperti itu. Sehingga waktu kita nggak bisa kaku lagi ya dalam mengelola waktu. Itu yang kedua ya. Nah yang ketiga, siap-siap juga dengan employee yang beragam, yang tidak lagi homogen. Maka kita harus siap ketika nanti masuk dunia kerja, ya para student ini harus siap gitu. Nanti akan berinteraksi dengan mereka yang tidak berasal dari Indonesia, tidak berasal dari satu suku ya. Bahkan di Indonesia itu untuk Bala, Mirta dan teman-teman di Get Me ya, kita itu terdiri dari berbagai macam sub budaya atau subculture. Saya misalnya berasal dari etnis Java ya. Rekan saya yang lain dari etnis Sunda, ada yang dari Batak ya, ada yang dari bagian barat dari Indonesia ya, Papua gitu. Jadi kita juga sangat beragam dalam hal berkomunikasi, berinteraksi. Ya, latar belakang kami pun bisa jadi akan sangat berbeda. Belum lagi generasinya juga beragam. Ya, jadi ini kalau tidak diperhatikan akan semakin kompleks. Dan yang terakhir tentu saja yang tidak kalah penting adalah kita hari ini menyaksikan bahwa semakin ke sini, semakin lama dunia kerja itu akan bekerja tidak lagi terkotak-kotakan oleh departemen. Ya, kalau dulu itu sangat rigid ya, bekerja itu departemen sales, departemen engineering, operation dan sebagainya. Tapi hari ini orang operation, orang engineering pun akan ngurusin manusia misalnya, ya. Orang marketing mungkin harus tahu cara berpikir digital, ya. Jadi tidak lagi sekat-sekat itu tidak lagi sangat rigid atau kaku. Saya kemarin baru membantu para eksekutif, ya, yang latar belakangnya engineering, ya, electrical engineering. Tetapi begitu kita berdiskusi, mereka realize bahwa orang engineering harus bisa jualan, gitu ya. Saya engineer, tapi saya harus bisa memahami apa itu branding, apa itu marketing, gitu. Sebaliknya orang marketing, orang sales harus paham teknologi, gitu. Jadi nanti ke depan bekerja itu cross departmental. Padahal output perguruan tinggi itu sangat spesifik, ya. Kalau belajar software development, ya spesifik belajar software development. Tapi begitu masuk ke dunia kerja dituntut cross departmental, ya. Jadi new ways of working tuntutannya ada 4 ini, ya. Maka kita perlu pikirkan ulang nih cara kita mengembangkan our students, ya. Nah, ada suatu fenomena menarik yang terungkap di dalam Harvard Business Review yang ketika saya baca saya mengatakan this is it, gitu ya. Ini yang mewakili apa yang perlu kita siapkan sama-sama, yaitu adanya hybrid paradox. Paradoks itu pertentangan, ya, dari konsep bekerja secara hybrid. Apa pertentangannya? Ternyata begini paradoksnya. Ketika pertemuan in person, pertemuan langsung itu mulai berkurang, pada saat yang sama justru people skills atau keterampilan untuk berinteraksi dengan orang itu menjadi semakin penting, ya. Jadi ternyata itu paradoksnya. Dulu kita sangka kalau kita bekerjanya hybrid, pertemuannya online seperti ini, maka people skill-nya nggak terlalu dibutuhkan. Ternyata paradoksnya mengatakan sebaliknya. Ya, semakin kita jarang berinteraksi langsung, justru people skills kita dituntut untuk lebih baik lagi. Ya, jadi itu ya teman-teman ya. Nanti kita bisa elaborasi lebih banyak terkait itu. Nah, kalau begitu, pertanyaan yang penting untuk dijawab oleh perguruan tinggi adalah apa people skills yang perlu saya siapkan untuk para mahasiswa saya, untuk student saya, supaya mereka siap menghadapi job market di masa yang akan datang. Ya, karena people skills ini kadang memang tidak secara sengaja diajarkan, ya. Saya kalau interview karyawan baru atau anak internship, saya elaborasi skills ini dan hampir selalu mereka mengatakan mereka tidak pernah belajar secara khusus people skills ini, ya. Mereka adalah software developer yang sangat luar biasa. Mereka adalah orang yang sangat paham betul tentang apa itu branding, selling. Mereka juga orang-orang yang mungkin jago accounting, ya, mereka belajar accounting dengan sangat bagus gitu. Tapi begitu mereka terjun, ya, langsung bekerja, ternyata people skills ini yang akan sangat berperan untuk menentukan keberhasilan mereka, ya. Maka apa saja people skills untuk job market di masa yang akan datang ini? Yuk kita lihat sama-sama, ya. Pertama, apa yang saya sebut sebagai digital communication proficiency, ya. Kemahiran untuk berkomunikasi, tapi tidak sekedar komunikasi, lebih lagi adalah komunikasi digital, ya. Karena ini akan sangat berbeda. Nanti kita elaborasi satu-satu, ya. Nah, yang kedua adalah melakukan kolaborasi tetapi secara remote, dan di dalamnya termasuk bagaimana mengelola diri sendiri, ya. Ada state owned enterprise yang pada waktu pandemi minta saya sharing specifically tentang ini. Kenapa? Karena ternyata ketika bekerja dari rumah, sebagian besar karyawannya tidak disiplin, tidak mampu mengelola disiplin diri, gitu. Tidak bisa memisahkan kapan saatnya bekerja dan kapan saatnya bersantai karena berada di rumah. Ya, itu berarti self manajemennya yang memang perlu menjadi perhatian sehingga kolaborasinya tidak optimal. Itu yang kedua. Yang ketiga, kemampuan untuk beradaptasi terhadap perubahan. Karena hari ini perubahan itu akan datang silih berganti, ya, cepat sekali, tools yang digunakan, cara berinteraksi itu akan terus bergerak ya seiring dengan tuntutan dinamika bisnis yang memang perubahannya sangat cepat tadi ya. Nah, ini perlu juga dimiliki oleh mereka. Dan yang terakhir adalah bagaimana berempati ya. Bagaimana bisa berempati kepada orang lain, terlebih di pertemuan-pertemuan online seperti ini. Bagaimana kita bisa berempati ya. Nah, yuk kita coba elaborasi. Yang pertama adalah bagaimana kita membekali students dengan kemampuan, keterampilan untuk berkomunikasi di era digital. Ya, nggak semua orang ternyata mampu melakukan ini. Kami melakukan begitu seringnya pertemuan online, tapi kita melihat ada meeting online yang impactful, ada yang tidak. Dan sebagian besar meeting online menjadi tidak impactful karena ya orang yang melakukannya tidak dibekali dengan tools-tools dan keterampilan dan kemampuan untuk membawakan presentasi, membawakan diskusi secara digital dengan menggunakan format digital. Ini sesuatu yang harus dipelajari ya. Kalau tidak, kasihan studentnya nanti masuk ke dunia kerja dan mereka tidak siap menghadapi itu. Ada alasan kenapa Gen Z belakangan ini disebut sebagai generasi Zoomers ya, Z for Zoomers. Karena kalau di Indonesia mereka kuliah pada masa pandemi ya, kuliah dengan Zoom ya. Jadi mengalami perkuliahannya tidak masuk kelas secara offline tetapi dengan Zoom. Bertemu rekan-rekannya pun via Zoom, bahkan di wisuda ya dengan Zoom ya. Itu yang terjadi di Indonesia, Bala dan Merta, bahwa generasi kami sebagian terpotong oleh pandemi sehingga besar dengan Zoom ya. Dibesarkan dengan Zoom. Nah, mereka perlu dibekali dengan digital communication proficiency karena pada waktu kuliah mungkin buat mereka misalnya off cam itu tidak apa-apa, hadir dalam meeting profesional berbeda ceritanya gitu. Kita harus on cam, kita tetap harus menggunakan pakaian yang layak gitu, tetap menjaga kontak mata dan seterusnya ya. Hal-hal yang semestinya bisa dipelajari dan dibekalkan. Dan yang kedua adalah kolaborasi ya secara remote dan juga kesanggupan untuk mengelola diri sendiri. Ya apalagi kalau work from home lalu kemudian mengurus anak ya di rumah. Kadang-kadang ya terbagi antara bekerja untuk perusahaan dengan pekerjaan-pekerjaan rumah tangga. Ini penting untuk dikuasai dan ini adalah ilmu yang bisa dipelajari, keterampilan yang bisa dipelajari sehingga nanti kita menjadi semakin siap memasuki era digital. Dan perubahan dalam cara bekerja itu sangat luar biasa. Belum berapa lama yang lalu kita tidak mengenal artificial intelligence dengan se-ekstensif ini. Tapi sekarang semua orang bicara tentang ChatGPT, memanfaatkan tools-tools AI, generatif AI untuk menyelesaikan pekerjaannya. Ya, saya banyak berinteraksi belakangan ini dengan Gen Z dan juga konten kreator ya. Jadi saya baru belajar juga dengan mereka dan baru realize ya bahwa begitu banyak pekerjaan-pekerjaan yang dulu dikerjakan manusia sekarang bisa dikerjakan oleh AI. Ya, seperti misalnya di dunia digital marketing kita bisa membuat 100 konten Instagram misalnya, Instagram Reels dalam waktu 5 menit. Ya. Yang dulu dikerjakan mungkin berbulan-bulan itu bisa dikerjakan dalam waktu 5 menit. Ya, dengan prompt yang tepat, dengan tools yang tepat, mereka akan generate teks, mereka akan generate video for you, mereka akan generate gambar dan bahkan mereka bisa buatkan caption, mereka buatkan hashtag, hal seperti itu ya. Dan itu semuanya hitungannya detik ya, sehingga cepat sekali. Artinya apa? Artinya kita perlu membekali hal-hal baru supaya mereka siap untuk menghadapi perubahan yang sangat luar biasa ini. Jadi sayang kalau sekarang energinya masih dipakai untuk hal-hal yang sudah dikerjakan oleh mesin. Ya, jadi kemampuan beradaptasi seperti ini kalau tidak dimiliki ketinggalan. Ya. Nah, yang berikutnya adalah empati. Kesulitan ketika kita menerapkan teknologi digital memang ada di sini. Ya, kita akhirnya tidak punya empati sebaik ketika kita berinteraksi langsung ya dengan manusia. Maka ini juga perlu dibekalkan kepada para students ya, skills atau people skills yang perlu dimiliki. Saya kemarin bertemu dengan akhir tahun lalu ya, bulan Desember, bertemu dengan eksekutif dari perusahaan telco ya di Indonesia, state-owned enterprise di Indonesia, dan dia bercerita dia baru pulang dari Amerika dan sempat bertemu dengan eksekutif dari Microsoft, dari Apple ya, dari big companies ya. Dan satu hal yang mereka pelajari adalah ternyata leader saya hari ini perlu saya ubah perspektifnya, tidak lagi menjadi departemen manager, tetapi adalah people manager. Karena yang dibutuhkan ternyata adalah sensitivitas terhadap keragaman ya, dan juga empati supaya bisa mendorong orang keluar potensi terbaiknya ya. Jadi bottom line-nya ada di sana, garis besarnya ada di sana, membekali leaders dengan kemampuan cultural sensitivity, empathy, sehingga nanti bisa mengeluarkan orang dengan kemampuan terbaiknya. Nah, itu ya. Dan itu adalah people skills, bukan lagi hal-hal sifatnya teknis. Nah, maka kita sekarang pada momen di mana AI sudah sangat bisa membantu proses-proses yang akan kita bangun. Jadi hari ini saya berbahagia sekali ya bisa bertemu dengan teman-teman dari GetMe. Kenapa? Karena AI akan punya roles, punya peran yang sangat luar biasa dalam proses membangun people skills. Ya, AI itu bukan kompetitornya coach. Ya, di dalam dunia coaching, AI punya peran yang nanti akan mendorong, justru membantu kita para coach untuk membuat proses people development jauh lebih baik lagi. Dan kami berharap itu bisa terjadi sedini mungkin, sehingga bahkan student pun bisa didorong dengan AI, sehingga nanti ketika masuk ke dunia kerja, kami para coach bisa membantu ya dengan sebaik-baiknya. Apa peran AI ya untuk menajamkan people skills ini? Pertama, AI memungkinkan untuk menyediakan learning dan skill development yang personalized ya, yang benar-benar gue banget ya. Nah, ini kenapa saya pakai bahasa Indonesia ya, gue banget, saya nggak tahu bahasa Inggrisnya apa ya, yang gue banget gitu. Saya punya latar belakang etnis tertentu, saya punya latar belakang ekonomi tertentu, saya punya latar belakang pendidikan tertentu, dan saya pengen mengembangkan diri dengan cara saya ya. Caranya Gen Y mungkin akan berbeda dengan caranya Gen Z, maka butuh pendekatan yang personalized itu, dan AI bisa melakukan itu ya, karena kalau ini harus dilakukan manusia, kadang-kadang manusia justru sangat subjektif dan tidak personalized ya. Nah, yang kedua, AI akan membantu seorang coach dalam memberikan feedback. Salah satu momen penting dalam proses people development itu adalah penyampaian feedback. Dan kadang coach juga punya momen di mana dia tidak cukup intens dalam menyampaikan feedback, sehingga proses development tidak berjalan optimal. Nah, nanti dengan dibantu AI, feedback bisa diterima oleh student kapanpun ya, oleh AI ya, sehingga nanti proses penyampaian feedback itu akan jauh lebih dalam karena dibekali dengan data. Itu bukan hanya bermodal perasaan ya, perasaannya coach, tapi ada informasi yang berbasiskan fakta, dan itu benefitnya akan sangat besar untuk siapapun yang tengah mengalami proses development. Dan yang ketiga, AI juga memungkinkan terbangunnya kolaborasi secara virtual. Belajar itu kalau sendiri nggak enak. Belajar itu enak kalau kita juga lihat ada peers kita tengah belajar hal yang sama. Makanya dalam development itu kita mengenal peers review, peers discussion. Kita butuh ada leaderboard untuk saling mengejar ketertinggalan dan sebagainya. AI akan bisa menyediakan itu ya. Dan kesempatan juga untuk networking dan professional development. Nanti AI akan jadi jembatan antara kebutuhan industri dengan apa yang disediakan oleh perguruan tinggi. Karena industri bisa memberi komentar, ya kami para coach bisa memberi pendapat, ya perkembangan seperti apa yang dibutuhkan, ya. Dan ada AI yang akan menjadi fasilitas. So bagi saya dan kami di Kubi Coaching, AI itu adalah jembatan yang nanti akan bridging the gap, ya, dari kebutuhan industri yang dalam hal ini diwakili oleh para coach seperti kami yang mendampingi para eksekutif membangun bisnisnya dengan apa yang perlu disiapkan oleh perguruan tinggi. Sehingga proses development-nya bisa dilakukan sedini mungkin, bahkan pada saat mereka masih belajar di lembaga perguruan tinggi. Ya. Nah, mereka belajar difasilitasi oleh AI dan mereka akan menjadi semakin siap diterima dunia kerja, mereka akan semakin meningkat employability-nya. Ya, itu dari saya. Saya juga sudah tidak sabar untuk menyimak ya dari sahabat saya, Balendran, saya biasa menyebutnya Bala, yang nanti akan menjelaskan kepada kita semuanya. Apa betul AI bisa menjadi jembatan ya atas hal-hal yang tadi saya sampaikan. Dan tentu akan sangat luar biasa kalau nanti kita ikuti sharing pengalaman konkret nyata di lembaga pendidikan oleh sahabat saya yang lain, Mirta. Sekian dari saya. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you, Adam, for your time. This is my last slide, and I will let you continue the webinar. Thank you very much.
Wow, Coach Fauzi, thank you so much for the presentation. Terima kasih banyak. Hatur nuhun, Coach. Ini jadi lebih jelas ya sekarang. Mungkin saya yakin all of the participants, teman-teman sudah sangat paham. Ternyata nih AI ini bisa menjadi jembatan ya bagi di industri itu sendiri dan juga dengan para mahasiswa yang nantinya akan bekerja di bidang industri tersebut ya. Dan ini tuh sangat menjadi menarik perhatian bahwa kita setelah ini akan dijelaskan tentang AI itu sendiri tapi dengan platform yang berbeda karena mungkin teman-teman taunya ChatGPT. Kalau taunya cuma ChatGPT kayaknya rugi dong. Nah, sebagaimana di konten tersebut ya. Nah, hari ini teman-teman insya Allah Bapak Ibu dan rekan-rekan akan mendapatkan tema baru Employability Skills through AI yang akan disampaikan oleh Balendran Tavaraja. Beliau adalah CEO dari GetMe dan GetMe, a revolutionary AI-powered coaching app for communication and employability. As an immigrant, Balendran personally experienced the challenge of learning English and adapting to a new culture. Bala's determination led him to pursue a Bachelor of Computer Science degree from Western Sydney University, followed by a Master's degree in Information Technology from the University of Sydney. Today, he is a prominent figure in the artificial intelligence industry, leveraging his expertise to drive innovation. Additionally, Balendran contributes his knowledge and experience as a member of the advisory board at Western Sydney University, with a proven track record as a successful tech founder, having launched thriving startups like Blue Dot and GetMe. Balendran's mission is to empower others to improve their English and communication skills, ensuring every student thrives professionally with confidence. Without further ado, this is Bala.
Welcome, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm going to share my slides first. What a way to transition from some of those really critical points Fauzi highlighted. My name is Bala. I am coming to you from our offices in Melbourne. Thank you for being here. First of all, I think I would like to mention a little bit about our partnership with Cubic Coaching and Fauzi's amazing team. We got onto this journey 12 months ago because we saw AI and its application to the Indonesian context was critical, because we saw AI 4 years ago as being a really big force in the way companies and academic institutions prepared students and graduates. So 12 months ago, we started this partnership to bring GetMe AI to Indonesia, and we've been on this journey ever since. And thank you for being here. A lot of you are coming from universities, My background as a refugee migrant 20 years ago from northern Sri Lanka to Australia got me here because I realized, as soon as I arrived in Sydney, the importance of communication. In this case, it happens to be English language. I had to master the language of the land. I had to learn to communicate clearly to give myself the best chance possible to rebuild my life. So that is still driving me today. And as a result of my journey in Australia and some of the things I learned through my university life, as well as my journey as an entrepreneur over the past 15 years, got me this deeper understanding around combining human expertise and advanced AI technology like the Get Me AI to amplify people's potential. So throughout the presentation, you would see themes like how we empower people using this amazing tool, coaching tool, that's able to recognize areas for people's improvement. So it's able to pinpoint gaps, and that allows us to then personalize the coaching. So some of the themes that Fauzi touched on, getting our graduates ready for the workforce of the future. 10 years ago, AI was still there, but a lot of universities and companies around the world didn't know what AI was or how to utilize it. But just over a year ago, we saw the emergence of ChatGPT and tools like that democratized the AI as a function. So what that allowed everyone to go and do was to experience this complex technology through a really nice user-friendly interface. So AI is here to stay because of the massive investment that's pouring into the industry from both government and private. Therefore, this wave is going to continue to be there for a long time. So it's important for universities and organizations around the world to think about how you could deploy AI to give your students and graduates the edge and get them ready for this globalized workforce. It isn't about looking inwardly. So the Indonesian economy is a connected economy now. So that means your graduates can now participate in this globalized workforce and economy to grow the Indonesian economy. Now, what is Get Me? It is a specialized set of AI models and algorithms and technologies to improve people's communication skills, empowering them to be the better or best version of themselves. So you are training them through degree programs and through a systemized graduate employability programs. A lot of the unis operate those programs, but they're hard to scale because you have to have a coach involved in training graduates. What Get Me does is to really scale that. So you now have a scalable AI platform that's on the student or graduate's mobile phone, allowing them to continuously build their skills and pinpointing where they need to improve exactly. So you can see that if you can practically and systematically analyze and diagnose someone's communication style, then that allows us the opportunity to put together a very personalized, customized coaching journey for that student or graduate. So that's why we founded Get Me, because there were coaching tools and videos available on the internet. You can go and watch, how to become a better interviewee or interviewer online. You can watch YouTube videos, but it's really hard to get a tool that tells you which areas of your interview you need to polish up. So that's where Get Me comes in to plug the gap, because it's able to personalize coaching. So we started the company in 2020. right before the pandemic hit the world. Ever since then, the technology has been evolving. We've got customers across 16 countries. There are large user bases in places like Philippines and Mexico, and we're in the process of expanding. Later on, you will hear from Murta and understand how the Get Me AI technology practically works for customers in Australia. The same tool gets applied to different industries. One of the focus areas for us is universities. Because if you can just leave a comment for me on the chat window, if you have issues around graduate feedback. So you put them through a degree program over 3 years, and they get out and competing with all of the other candidates to find jobs. And then when you run surveys after 6 months of their graduation, globally, universities are facing this issue because the graduates are not prepared for the job market. They're qualified, they have the knowledge, they're skilled as well through some programs, but they cannot go and land the job they deserve because they're lacking the employability skills, the interview skills, communication and articulation skills, the clarity, the confidence is what's lacking. Now, Fauzi touched on all of these areas. This is where the innovation is happening around the world within the education sector. Right? AI is allowing people to improve digital communication. So when we think about people using mobile phones and apps to build skills, this isn't about those specific skills they're building. This is also about building digital skills, digital literacy. Now they're able to interact with AI through a mobile phone app. And they're able to experience this amazing technology through intuitive interfaces that builds digital communication skills. And that then flows into their virtual meetings and how they collaborate and communicate with their peers. All of that's happening, and AI is an integral part of that. Self-management is an important aspect. So universities and organizations are really focused on this. This is about how the graduates and students interact with their surroundings. You know, when they go out into the world, now they need to know who they are and how they are emotionally presenting themselves. That then improves their interactions and communication with their communities and peers in the workplaces. AI is able to, as I mentioned, it's able to give very personalized insights into how an individual student or graduate is communicating. Because the machine learning technology that sits behind Get Me AI and ChatGPT, they are really, really good at recognizing patterns. That's why the technology we have built is able to not only pinpoint where someone needs to improve, but then also put together a learning pathway that helps them improve in that area. So all of us think we are great communicators until you sit down with the coach and go through that systematic assessment and get to hear from the coach that objective feedback around which areas I need to improve on. I am unaware. I don't even know I have gaps. So we are doing the same thing with an AI tool because we're able to reliably recognize patterns in an individual's communication. Then that leads to more personalized skills development that is scalable. Now, if you deploy the mobile app across all of your student base, now you're really scaling that one-on-one coaching to a level that wasn't possible before because you're going to have to hire a lot of career coaches. So the feedback we're hearing from universities that have deployed this product is that it's scalable, it's personalized, it's always available to them at their fingertips. So it's that flexibility around them learning wherever they are whatever time of the day they want to learn. That flexibility is driving a lot of the adoption. And then all of the 4 elements then feed into professional development. If I'm able to communicate well, if I'm able to present my best version to the world, if I'm able to learn through a personalized learning journey and tool, and then rapidly build the skills I need to perform at my peak, then that's professional development. So you're basically giving people access to a tool that not only helps them with all of these areas, it's really building their professional skills. Later on, when I show you the product, you will see we truly combine the advanced AI technology with human expertise. So coaches like Fauzi and his team are really feeding data and videos into this AI. So it will give you feedback that's text-based, and then it will also bring up videos that are relevant for that context. Now, AI and employability, I think Fauzi covered this really well. Language proficiency, this is where it's been deployed. To build language proficiency, communication consists of multiple elements. Language is one of those elements, critical elements. Yeah. So AI is being deployed to teach language skills and build proficiency. It is being used to tailor learning pathways and skills improvement. It is being deployed across the world for realistic job interviews. One of the areas I hear feedback on is the candidates or graduates' preparedness for an interview. So later on, when I demonstrate the tool, the interview ready tool, you would see how amazing it is in terms of helping me polish up parts of the interview that will make me a better candidate. So we can all go and interview for jobs. We can get some feedback, but this tool is able to figure out which parts of your interview that you need to improve, whether it's the way you sound, the way you're presenting, if you're confident, if you're connecting with the questions, all of that gets measured, and then I get a very tailored feedback that allows me to then continue to improve. Targeted coaching is possible because we are able to reliably identify where an individual needs to improve. For universities, apart from the brand sort of reputation that you need to protect, all of these areas are critical. So graduate outcome survey that happens in Australia, some of the biggest universities with the economy that size of a country, they are sitting right at the bottom when it comes to that survey. So after 6 months of students finishing their degree, they send this survey out. The graduates are not rating them well because they're not finding the jobs. They're not ready for the workforce. So I'm sure that the same kind of conditions exist in Indonesia as well. Please let us know through the chat if you run that kind of surveys and what you're seeing or what you're hearing from your graduates as feedback and how they're rating you as an institution. So I mentioned efficiency and scaling the coaching through AI and mobile tech. Get Me AI runs on the mobile phone, therefore it's much more scalable, and access to it is beyond what you can actually deliver now. They don't need to have a laptop. It's wherever and whenever they need access to the tool, it's there. So as an institution, you are future-proofing. As I mentioned, AI is here to stay. So it's about how you can leverage this amazing technology to be ahead of your competition or future-proof. In the next 10 years, it's going to grow in capability and capacity and performance. So you're really setting yourself up for success in the future. And then you're able to now use the data for learning and improved graduate outcomes, because you're getting a lot of data, usage data from the tool itself that allows you to then build strategies and learning processes and improve the outcome for your graduates. And another trend is that because you're creating efficiencies by deploying AI technology and other technology, then you're being seen as efficient, and you're able to probably attract state funding. And then everything leads to then improving student or graduate outcome. Now, everyone is waiting to see a demo. I'm going to switch over to a quick demo. I'll share my phone and show you some of the capabilities, including the interview-ready aspect of the product. Is my phone screen visible? Can you see my screen? Awesome. Now, when students or graduates come onto the app, the invitation process is very straightforward. From you inviting them through the dashboard, it can be a text message or a QR the students can scan. It literally takes 2 minutes for them to signing up to getting the value from the tool. Yeah. So when students are invited onto the app, they get to see all of these high-level areas: interview readiness, pronunciation and clarity, vocabulary, and courses and programs. And the last area is about energy and emotions. It's about how I'm presenting to others in my conversations, including phone calls and interacting with the AI. So it's about how I'm being seen by the other person in the conversation. Across the down at the bottom, you would see phone calls, my task, and videos and settings. The my task area is really critical. As the student or graduate uses the app, the AI would really start to recognize where they need to focus on pronunciation, vocabulary strength, or how they're actually coming across, the mumbling and coming across as unclear, or they're sounding low in energy. All of that will get picked up by the AI, and then automatically, there's no human involvement here. That's where the technology is so scalable. So once you deploy it to the graduates and they're starting to use it, the AI would automatically create the content to help them improve specific areas of their language and communication. Just a quick demo of the pronunciation, and then I'll jump into the interview-ready area. So all of the high-level areas, as the students and the graduates use the features, the AI in the background is really recognizing patterns, whether it's pronunciation and clarity, or interview preparation, or vocabulary, or energy and emotions. It's really looking for patterns. So we can actually personalize and fast-track their learning and the outcome. So this is all configured for English, because a lot of the countries we operate in, including in Indonesia now, we're promoting English, but some of our customers have it configured for other languages, and that's emerging in places like Mexico. But the demo is going to be in English because that's what we do mostly. English language communication and employability skills. So the pronunciation AI is incredibly powerful. I can speak into the app, or a teacher or an administrator can set up a task for me on the dashboard, and that will come through to the app as well. But I can actually speak into their phone and get real-time feedback on the sounds I need to improve, or if I'm mispronouncing the word completely or sentence completely, it will give me feedback on what I need to do to improve. Yeah. So if I were to say hypochondriac, that means a person who is worried, overly worried about their health. Let me see how the AI works and gives me feedback on that word. Hypochondriac. So that's not too bad. Hypochondriac. I can also listen to an ideal version of that. We can also use the graduate or student's voice to show them how that will work. Let me try another word. Ignominiously. So there you go, the na sound wasn't quite right, so it's picked that up. So this is a simple example of how it's able to detect sound issues. And then in the background, it's going, okay, so is it a systemic issue or is it once off? So as I'm using the app, it's going to sample and compare and then keep an eye on how I'm making that sound. And that becomes a coaching hook. So we can then use that data to create a bit of content or an entire pathway for them to improve. Now I'll switch over to interview ready. This is dynamic. It doesn't really matter what industry or what job family the job is in. It would automatically adjust itself to create a realistic interview scenario for that job. So for today's demo, I am going to interview for a business analyst job with Bank Central Asia. I think that's a popular bank in Jakarta and around Indonesia. So I'm going to interview for a business analyst job with a Bank Central Asia. See how that goes. So as I'm interviewing, you would notice that it will give me feedback. It would assess my performance at response level. It will bring some coaching videos if I'm not connecting with the question or if I'm lacking in confidence. And then it will also give me at the end a score around how prepared I am for this particular job using a scoring system called Interview Ready Score. That's our own invention. All right, so I'm going to hit start and go through this interview.
Interview performance. Please tell me a bit about the job you will be applying for by answering the questions below. 1. What is the job title of the position you will be applying for? 2. In what industry is the job? 3. Where is the company located, or in which country is it based? Example, my name is Luca, and I would like to apply for a junior accountant role in the education industry. The role is in Sydney, Australia.
Hi, my name is Bala. I would like to apply for a business analyst job. The job is in Jakarta, Indonesia, and the company's name is Bank Central Asia. So it's giving me some tips. So there you go. So it's understood that the job title is business analyst and the job is in Jakarta.
Hello, Bala. I'm your name, the hiring manager for the business analyst position at Bank Central Asia in Jakarta, Indonesia. I'm looking forward to learning more about your background and experience. To start off, can you tell me a bit about yourself and how your experience aligns with the business analyst role at our company?
Absolutely. My passion for business and business analysis started about 15 years ago. Then I realized through very systemized and data and thorough business analysis, I can add value and help the business grow and create impact. So that's what got me into business analysis. And my experience over the past 10 years with small and medium and large enterprises, including financial institutions, is gotten me here through the various roles. I've grown to a manager where I'm managing 10 people in the business analysis and insights team. That's what I'm able to bring to your organization.
Can you walk me through your process for conducting a comprehensive business analysis? Specifically, how do you approach gathering and analyzing data to provide insights and support business growth?
Now, you can see under my response, I have a few coaching elements. I can understand how I'm sounding. I'm sounding a bit nervous probably at the moment because I've never been a business analyst. I can get my clarity assessed. I can get a better version of that answer. I can have my grammar corrected. I can have a full communication analysis done. So this is all at response level. At the same time, the AI behind the scene is using a whole bunch of models to personalize my coaching. And in the end, you would see, it will give me feedback and videos to watch. This is a really good question. My approach has been around involving the different stakeholders within the businesses. At a financial institution, you have multiple stakeholders, multiple departments and teams. So the requirements and information that I need for my work lives across all of those different departments and across people and processes. So my approach has always been about bringing people together to understand how the business unit operates and how I can then bring that bigger picture sort of approach to solving that particular project or requirement.
That's great to hear that you value collaboration and stakeholder involvement. Now, let's consider a scenario. If you were assigned to work on a project where there was initial resistance from some stakeholders to share their data and insights with you, how would you handle this situation? Can you walk me through the steps you would take to overcome this challenge and build collaboration with the stakeholders?
This is a tricky one for anyone to handle, but my approach that's worked in the past was about highlighting the benefits. So a lot of the time, silos exist within organizations. People don't want to share their data or information. But if you can actually communicate the benefits and how it's going to change their lives, change their processes and create efficiencies and eventually drive business growth, a lot of the time people would come to the party because they understand what the project is about and what I'm trying to drive. Then with that information, then I'm able to bring them together gradually to get the outcome we want.
Overall, you presented a strong understanding of business analysis, emphasizing collaboration and stakeholder involvement.
So now it's a short interview because I selected 5 minutes interview. At this stage, as a graduate or student, I'm able to send my interview script and the audio to my coach or teacher so they can actually have a subjective analysis around how you performed and listen to your interview. And some of the institutions we're working with, they're starting to use this as an assessment tool as part of their career coaching or employability programs because this allows them to tell students and graduates to go and practice for this particular job because they already know what industries the graduates are going into, and then they can actually get them to practice for that particular job. So I'm going to say no to this and see how I performed. So it's not too bad, but I've never been a business analyst. I presented, some of the responses that were vague. So it's giving me 51%, and then it's giving me some videos to watch. So we've got a catalog of hundreds of videos in all areas of communication and language and interview skills. So it's giving me some videos to watch around some common interview questions. Now, organizations and universities are able to configure how the app works for their students on the dashboard. There's a control center behind it, so it's not all self-driven. The teachers and administrators are able to configure content, put courses together, and deliver through the app as well. That concludes my demo. Thank you very much. If you have questions, type them into the chat window. We'll take the questions at the end of the session. Now I'll hand it back to Adam. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bala, for giving the presentation. And now we understand crystal clear that how can the AI reach us to improve our employability, especially for the students, right? So the AI itself has they can recognize the learning method that appropriate for us, and also when the demo teaching itself to, if I'm not mistaken, interview ready, right? Interview ready, so it can practice our students to prepare their employability. Now, Bapak Ibu, kalau tadi kan sudah dijelaskan banget nih sama Coach Fauzi tentang skill yang di masa depan tuh apa, kemudian skill-skill yang perlu disiapkan, terus AI ini menjembataninya bagaimana, dan tadi barusan dari Get Me itu sendiri sudah diperlihatkan cara demonya. Nah, sekarang kita dengarkan salah seorang dari AIMS Australia yang akan menceritakan ke kita tentang success story-nya beliau dengan AI dan employability. Beliau adalah GM Education and Participants of AIMS Australia. Her name is Mirta Gonzalez. She is the General Manager of Education and Participation at AIMS Australia. She has spent the majority of her professional life overseeing settlement services, education, and social participation. She now leads the AIMS Australia education programs, ensuring inclusion and educational initiatives are available for diverse Australian community. She is committed to impacting education through creating new pathways for learning and working, benefiting the lives of many. And I would like to welcome, hello, Mirta. Morning or lunch? And this is Mirta Gonzalez. Hello, Mirta. We want to thank you for joining us today. We would like to appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to be here. And what amazing career and achievements. I would like to start with AIMS Australia and also the important roles it plays in Australia. So the Get Me partnership is over a year old now, way before the big AI buzz started with the likes of ChatGPT. Was artificial intelligence a long-term strategy for you and AIMS Australia?
Well, AIMS Australia has been around for over 75 years. So we've been focusing for all that time on actually helping newly arrived migrants and refugees settle in Australia. And we've always focused on innovation because we know that it's absolutely critical for, can you hear me? Okay, yeah. Okay. So it's absolutely critical for our clients, for people who newly arrived in Australia, to get the tools, the support that they need to successfully settle in Australia. And that to me is very critical. We're not just there to facilitate people, to help them find a home or to go to language classes, but actually, what are the outcomes that they're going to get from our intervention? And that essentially is what governments invest in. They invest in our services so that people get the right outcomes. And employability, as you can imagine, is a big focus for everyone.
Nice.
So in terms of the strategy, like I said, we always focus on innovation, and I started thinking about AI way before ChatGPT became a household kind of item. And when I started my conversations with Balendran, there was actually a spark that happened. And in many respects, there was a recognition. What get me up was seeking to do what the company was seeking to do, and what AIMS is about were perfectly aligned. So that really enthused me to build on the partnership and to really get going with this notion of introducing AI to our services.
Okay. Well, I have another question, Mirta. So many universities as well organizations around the world want to use AI for growing their businesses. What would be your advice to them regarding the practicalities of implementing AI?
So, Lucas, with any innovation, my first piece of advice would be courageous. Be open to exploring ways in which you can better serve your clients or students. We're all in the service industry, whether we're educators or whether we provide social services or whether we're in the retail industries. We're all serving someone. And I think that accepting that we're there to serve and to enhance people's lives and opportunities. So that would be my first word of advice. The other one would be, and to be responsive, obviously. The other one would be to acknowledge that change is always challenging. And challenging is an euphemism for difficult. Change can be difficult. So you need to make sure that you have the infrastructure, the architecture, to have the support and the training available. So you can't just say, okay, I'm going to introduce this app and leave it to the powers that be for some miracle to happen. You actually, it's a whole process that you need to implement, and training and support are critical. You also need to acknowledge that the introduction of anything new, and in this case AI, is not only new for the students or the clients who might be using it, but it's new for the teachers and the trainers, and it's also new for the managers. So you actually need to make sure that everyone gets trained so that then they can actually embrace the technology and see the benefits of it. And it's not until they actually see the benefits that they would jump on the train and follow you. So that's an important component. And the last and not least is don't give up. Never give up, because like Balendran said, AI is here to stay. So you either make the most of it and benefit from it, or you get left behind. So be patient, be supportive, and remember that you're not only giving people skills for that particular narrow purpose, but you're actually giving people skills for their whole life. So if they learn to use AI in the teaching and learning environment, those skills will be transferable to all of the other areas that Fauzi mentioned today as well.
Wow, so there are like power advice that everyone needs to pay attention, right? And what are some of the key benefits to the AIMS Australia that have come out of introducing Get Me AI and other AI tools across the enterprise?
So, I mean, the use of, let me start with Get Me, because that's the most powerful one that we have implemented at this stage. For me, the opportunity to give our students what is effectively a personal coach 24/7 is an amazing resource. We would never have been able to do that. Not even with the best intentions, not even if government gave us a lot of money, would we be able to give that to the students. Many of our students are self-conscious. Sometimes they're shy. So even when they're in a classroom, whether it's virtual or face-to-face, they may not feel comfortable enough to repeat things over and over again, or to ask the teacher a question. But to have this private coach is an amazing advancement, I think. And it's obviously teaching our clients skills that are essential for successful settlement. If I can go back to the successful settlement concept, it's anything from learning basic English to be able to go to the shops, to talk to the teachers at school, to actually helping clients who are skilled migrants, whose English is actually very good, but their communication skills still need honing in for their industry and for the cultural nuances of Australian society.
Okay. Okay. You as the general manager for education and participation, from your experience of rolling out Get Me across hundreds of teachers and classes, how important is English language communication and interview skills for your clients?
Look, they're all very essential skills, but every client will have a different set of needs. And this is why we really like Get Me, because it depends on where your strengths and your weaknesses are. You will want to focus on those things. So let's say that for our skilled migrants, they may have a little bit of difficulty, and those of you, and I imagine some of you might have studied in Australia, and you start thinking about those really strange idioms that we use. And the app can help you with those. They can help you with becoming confident in an interview setting. So by the time you do 2 or 3 interviews like the one that Balendran did today, you are in a different space. And for our beginners, I have seen them speaking into their mobile phones and getting so excited when they start seeing the progress, and the progress is happening live. It's not like they have to wait for the teacher to look at their assignment and correct it. They actually see it live and they get extremely encouraged. So those are the benefits we have seen from the clients or the student side. From the teacher's side, Balendran did a magnificent job of engaging our teachers, and some of them, and like all of us, we all sit in a continuum. So some of them were super enthusiastic to start with, and some of them were a little bit more reluctant. But now we've got the majority, the core of our teaching people. They're very, very enthusiastic about the tool, because they can see how it can help their students, and it can make their jobs a little bit easier as well.
Another question. Employability for graduates is a critical problem for universities around the world. This is very clear to us through data and interactions with both graduates and university administrators. How can universities address this in the short term and protect their brands in the long term?
I think that, I mean, Belendran addressed this really well in his presentation, but I mean, from my perspective, I would say that that human simulated interviews with targeted coaching from AI will be of great benefit to graduates seeking their first professional job. Whilst academically, they might be extremely well prepared, technically very smart, they know their jobs, they know what the profession is. What they lack is the skills and the confidence that real job seeking situations require. So just being exposed to a neutral coach, if you want, to someone, you know, something that can provide you with a feedback, actually builds confidence. Because, you know, the reality is that a lot of young people might have had jobs, but not in the industry that they are aspiring to enter. And every profession is very, very specific, it's very nuanced. So every profession requires that you understand the context into which you're entering. And that gives you a very neutral ground where to practice. And let's face it, and for what I see in Australia, a lot of the universities are promoting themselves on the basis that they get jobs for their graduates. So if I were a university, any tool that will help my graduates be better prepared for employability, it will be a very good thing for my brand and for my future. But, you know, I'm not currently working at university, so I think that there is some other perspectives, I'm sure. But I think that improved student employability results will be very favorable to universities and their brands.
Okay. You were the key executive and decision maker on the Get Me AI partnership and eventually long-term strategic alignment with the company. What were the motivations?
The first one was, like I said before, it was that alignment, that something sparked for me in terms of the alignment between the app and the work that AIMS Australia does. Then the other great motivator was to be able to have a tool that is so helpful to our students. I mean, for them to have this additional support was a great motivator. And lastly, maybe not lastly, but very importantly for me, because I'm also in many respects a business manager of my area, and I need to attract funds, and I need to attract grants, and I need to win tenders. So having that technology gives us an edge in terms of convincing government that not only are we good providers, that we have great teachers, but that we can get results through the use of technology.
Okay. How has Get Me AI played a role in facilitating the integration of AIMS Australia clients into the job market, addressing unique challenges they may face in terms of employment?
Yeah. So I'll take you a little bit back to one of the types, the cohorts that we have in our, or the types of students that we have at AIMS. And one of those groups is a skilled migrant. Now, I think that Fauci talked about a paradox earlier today. And there is a little bit of a paradox for skilled migrants. So they migrate to Australia because they get a number of points. And one of the requirements is that they're fluent in English. So their level of English has to be very high in order to come to Australia as a skilled migrant. However, when they arrive, all of them, the majority, face incredible barriers to be able to get jobs in Australia. Even though they've got the qualifications and that on paper they've got the language skills, they still find it very difficult to break into the job market. Very much like new graduates. So it's a lot of them get very disappointed. A lot of them get, like this, it's very frustrating when you have been a professional in your own country and then suddenly you come to a new country and you can't break the job market kind of thing. So, so we've got a special program that is called the Skilled Professional Migrant Program, and it delivers training on Australian job market and workplace culture, writing Australian style resumes and cover letters, because it's not the same everywhere, even though we're in a global context. And also we focus on developing their interview skills, including preparation, practice, and feedback. Now, as you can imagine, Get Me was perfect for that, especially that last bit. I mean, obviously pronunciation and expression and communication were important features, but the interview skills preparation was absolutely groundbreaking. And we actually have observed really good results. So users have expressed, voluntarily, they've given us extremely good feedback, haven't they, Balendran? And also, I mean, for me, the most heartwarming thing has been to see people who all they knew was rejection, and suddenly not only did they get an interview, but they got the job. So those are the results that we're getting. So it does work. It actually helps people. I mean, of course, people have to be motivated, and people have to be motivated to practice.
Talking about the preparation itself, how has Get Me helped save teacher time and create learning efficiencies for the students?
So the teachers, and I think that when Balendran did the demonstration, there were a few little exercises there that said "Ends Australia." So what happens is that there are a number of ways in which the teachers can integrate the app. So let's say that they're teaching a particular topic during class. What they can do is that then they can design specific exercises for the students to follow up in their own time, wherever they are. So it strengthens the teaching capacity, the teaching experience, the learning experience, and the engagement. Because even if, sometimes when you're in class, your mind might wander because you've got other problems, so you're dealing with other issues. So the reassurance is that the clients can go back to the app and, go back and review what the teacher has taught them, but also practice some of the practical exercises that the teacher assigns them. And the other benefit for teachers is that some students may have problems with their O's and some with their A's, and some may have problem with pronouncing particular words. So the teacher can actually give them exercises that are specifically designed to correct or to strengthen their weaknesses. So that's the double capacity. So the students can practice more than they can practice in the class. There's no way when you have more than 20 students in your class that you can give them all equal time. So the students can practice at their own pace and learn at their own pace.
Yes. Well, I can imagine Get Me and the AI capabilities being part of your funding and business growth strategies. Can you tell us, the audiences, about tapping into additional state funding for business growth?
Yeah. So look, increasingly funding bodies, and for us, they're government funding bodies under different programs. They want demonstrable results. They want results. They want us to tell them very specifically what results have we gotten for the clients. They're essentially buying a service from us so that people get results. So so anything that helps us to achieve those results put us in very good position with funding bodies. And like I said before, innovation and technology are at the forefront of funding bodies' minds. They know that there are a lot of efficiencies to be gained, so they will be more favorable to organizations that show that they are implementing innovation, that they're comfortable with technology, and that they're prepared to integrate technology into their delivery of services.
Thank you. Meta, this is the last question. We only have like minutes in your session, the last session.
Okay.
What are the advantages for the clients having access to interview ready with personalized coaching when searching for a job?
Okay. I answered a little bit of this question before, but Interview Ready has really been a great hit with our clients, and I'm not overstating it. They absolutely love it. It is dynamic and personalized, and then they can use it either when they've got an actual real interview coming, or they can use it to practice interviews in their own industry in advance. So for new graduates or for people who are about to graduate, it's a really good tool because it allows them to start thinking about what is the environment I will be working in and start practicing in that environment. And like I said, our surveys already indicate positive outcomes for our clients, which is all we're about. We just want people to get good results and have a great, successful settlement in Australia.
Well, everyone, please have a round of applause for Mirta. Thank you so much for sharing with us your success story using this gathering. Dan teman-teman, Bapak Ibu, sekarang saatnya Q&A. It's time for question and answer, and I'm sure we have several questions here. Sudah ada pertanyaan-pertanyaan yang nampaknya akan kami bacakan, atau barangkali akan saya sediakan teman-teman untuk bisa membuka mikrofonnya. Baik, terima kasih. Nah, di sini sudah ada Kak Syifa Siti. Apakah dipersilakan untuk Kak Syifa mau bertanya langsung? Buka mikrofon, silakan Kak Syifa. Sebagai mahasiswa dari jurusan penyiaran mau bertanya langsung Kak Syifa barangkali? Oke, baik. Pertanyaannya adalah, mohon izin bertanya, saya Syifa mahasiswa jurusan penyiaran. Karena dalam jurusan ini saya rasa AI menjadi bagian dalam dunia penyiaran yang mana selaras dengan. Saya ingin bertanya, bagaimana pendapat Bapak Ibu mengenai peran AI yang nantinya akan mungkin saja mendominasi dalam dunia penyiaran? Mungkinkah pekerjaan-pekerjaan di dunia penyiaran akan digeserkan oleh peran AI yang mendominasi? Terima kasih banyak. Baik, gimana Coach Fauzi, Mirta, and also Bala, do you want to answer this question?
I think that question is partly for me and then partly for Fauci, maybe. Yeah, AI is disrupting certain industries. Some industries are affected much more than others. So if you're looking at industries like legal or industries that are about producing content, written content, creative content, they are all being disrupted at a rapid pace. But broadcasting in particular, because it combines creative elements and content, it is going to be sadly affected. But that's where I think a lot of the broadcasters and content creators are thinking creatively to use the technology, right? So it's okay. So if I can get the mundane work done using the technology, generating scripts or producing animation, they can be done by the AI much more efficiently, like Fauci mentioned in his presentation. So it's now about applying your creativity and your mental capacity and your cognitive ability to utilize the AI and apply your humanness to still maintain relevancy. Unfortunately, the reality is that it's one of those industries that will be affected, and then we can see that that's happening right now.
Okay, thank you, Bala. Mirta, do you want to add something?
Sorry. I think that I mean, what Vala says is absolutely correct, and he's got really such an understanding of the industry that I wouldn't begin to even try to match that. But to me, understanding an industry is really important. So, don't give up on your studies at the moment. But it's about, so if you understand the industry, then your contribution can be different and can be at a much more sophisticated level and at much more specialist level. Because, AI needs our intelligence to feed into it constantly. So it's the difference is that our contributions should become more sophisticated, more specialized. And we allow AI to do the more routine jobs that have been, keeping us busy.
Thank you. Last but not least, Coach Fauzi, gimana nih Coach? Mungkin Coach punya pandangan berbeda atau
Yes. Oke, terima kasih sudah di-unmute ya. Ya, ini topik menarik ya, terutama kalau tadi penanyanya adalah mahasiswa. Saya apresiasi sekali, terima kasih sudah bertanya. Yang lain ya, welcome kalau mau ada pertanyaan. Apakah AI akan menggantikan ya peran-peran tertentu di dunia penyiaran? Jawabannya yes. Tapi kalau pertanyaannya adalah apakah kalau begitu AI akan mengakhiri ya peran teman-teman semuanya di dunia penyiaran? Tidak. Ya, kenapa? Karena AI itu enabler dari peran lain yang hari ini kita belum masuki. Ya. Nah, peran apa itu? Peran beyond pekerjaan-pekerjaan yang sifatnya sangat time consuming. Ya. Jadi dan bagi saya AI justru memerdekakan kita. AI itu memerdekakan kita sehingga semua orang punya hak yang sama untuk ambil peran ya di dalam dunia penyiaran. Demokratisasi dunia penyiaran akan terjadi. Sama seperti waktu munculnya internet ya dengan hadirnya YouTube dan sebagainya sehingga semua orang bisa broadcast apa yang mereka buat sendiri kan gitu. Dan itu bagus sekali kan akhirnya semua punya peran. Tapi apakah itu menghilangkan peran seorang broadcaster pada hal yang sifatnya esensial? Tidak. Nah, yang perlu diperhatikan adalah terjadi pergeseran ya dari peran teman-teman di dunia penyiaran. Kalau tadinya perannya itu benar-benar hal-hal yang sifatnya time consuming, hal-hal yang sifatnya technical, rinci, tetapi kalau sekarang akan ke hal yang sifatnya lebih strategik dan hal yang sifatnya jauh lebih kreatif. Jadi yang digeser itu kreativitasnya. Jadi sekarang nggak perlu lagi dengan adanya AI berpikir keras tentang misalnya membuat storyboard gitu. Karena AI bisa membuatkan. Tetapi memahami esensi bahwa masyarakat kita sedang membutuhkan story yang seperti apa, itu kita nanti akan mendefinisikan dan mendefinisikannya tetap bareng dengan AI ya. Jadi kita diskusi dengan AI, kita seperti punya teman untuk berpikir, lalu kemudian kita, oh kalau begitu saya akan memproduksi sebuah story dan dalam proses produksinya kita dibantu AI lagi. Maka yang akan terjadi adalah pergeseran itu. Itulah kenapa kalau teman-teman mahasiswa perhatikan, sama-sama ada ChatGPT, ada orang yang bisa menggunakannya dengan sangat baik dan ada yang tidak. Kenapa? Karena bukan ChatGPT-nya, ya, tapi bagaimana orang tersebut mampu merumuskan poin-poin yang nanti akan dibangun menjadi prompt, ya. Makanya di beberapa company, ya, itu this is something that very interesting, Bala. Even they assign a new title today, Chief Prompt Officer. Seseorang yang akan diminta untuk berpikir tentang menciptakan prompt yang tepat bagi AI agar nanti bisa menghasilkan result yang terbaik. Jadi teman-teman yang di dunia penyiaran sedang belajar, mulai tarik kreativitas Anda. Tidak hanya di detail-detail rinci, itu tetap harus tahu ya, karena nanti kan kita memastikan kualitas terbaik itu tetap harus paham gitu. Tapi tarik ya hal yang sifatnya kreatif yang beyond itu gitu. Kalau analogi yang paling saya sukai adalah ketika sudah ada kalkulator ya, masihkah Anda harus menghitung manual gitu kan? Ya. Sudah ada kalkulator masa masih coret-coret gitu kan. Nah, sekarang sudah ada AI, hal yang sifatnya coret-coret tadi ya udah pakai AI saja. Cuman hal-hal yang sifatnya strategik ya, creativity beyond creativity gitu ya, itu tetap porsi manusia yang tidak akan tergantikan. Dan itu perlu mulai masuk ke hal seperti itu ya, supaya tidak tertinggal. Karena kalau berfokusnya masih ke hal yang sifatnya remeh-temeh ya, sudah diganti semua sama AI. Gitu ya. Thank you.
Coach Fauzi, terima kasih buat Kak Shiva Siti ya. Jangan khawatir, tenang aja ya. Oke, kita buka lagi satu pertanyaan. Silakan teman-teman yang ingin langsung bertanya, boleh buka mikrofon. If you want to have any questions, raise your hand first. And we will let you to unmute your microphone. Jadi buat teman-teman yang mau bertanya, silakan angkat tangan dulu virtual. Boleh pakai bahasa Inggris, boleh pakai bahasa Indonesia. Bertanyanya silakan. Nanti akan kita bantu karena kita sudah ada interpreter di Zoom. Silakan. Adakah teman-teman boleh? Wah, ini rekan-rekan yang sudah hadir dari sekian 100 peserta ya. Boleh? Kita buka sesi tanya jawab. Satu pertanyaan terakhir saja. Yang ingin langsung tanya boleh tanya ke Coach Fauzi. If you have any question to Bala and also Mirta, feel free to ask at this moment ya. This is the last opportunity for you to ask your question. If you are really curious about the AI and also the employability for your students or even you as a student, please feel free to ask at this moment. Bagaimana? Ditunggu ya. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oke, kalau tidak ada yang bertanya, biarkan Adam yang bertanya sekarang ya. Nah, ini karena kita ada hadiah, jadi teman-teman harus siap menjawab ya. Sekarang Adam mau kasih pertanyaan yang pertama nih kuis ya. Kapan Kubik Coaching meresmikan kerjasamanya dengan Get Me? Nah, ini kalau ikut di awal opening harusnya tahu dong. Ayo silakan. Oke, silakan. Ditunggu jawabannya. Adakah yang menjawab? Jawabannya pakai kolom chat atau raise hand langsung? Raise hand silakan. Tanggal berapa Kubik Coaching meresmikan kerjasamanya dengan Get Me? Ayo. Ingat nggak? Cluenya tuh tahun lalu sih ya. Hampir setahun, hampir ya. Jadi belum setahun Siapa yang ingat tadi? Ada? Ada yang mau jawab? Atau mungkin diubah pertanyaan lebih gampang kali ya? Sudah ada yang mau jawab? 5, 4, 3.
2020.
Oh, ada Kak Fitri. Ada siapa? Kak Fitri Nirmala. Mana nih Kak Fitri Nirmala? Boleh diperlihatkan di layar sini. Kak Fitri yang mana nih?
Enggak, saya lagi di luar.
Halo Kak, kakak dari mana nih Kak Fitri?
Saya dari Bekasi.
Bekasi. Terima kasih Kak sudah mengikuti ya acara webinar dari Kubik Coaching pada hari ini. Pertanyaan kembali saya ulang ya, ada ulang. Kapan Kubik Coaching meresmikan kerjasamanya dengan Get Me Official Partnership?
Tahun 2020.
Tanggal?
Entah.
Oh, tahunnya?
Tahunnya aja, 2020.
2020. Sayang sekali jawabannya bukan. Ada yang jawab di chat. Oke. Katika Duya, boleh Katika Duya? Boleh unmute?
Halo.
Kak, oke. Ini sudah.
Ya.
Kak, coba tanggal berapa Kubik Coaching resmi kerjasama dengan Get Me?
Kalau nggak salah ingat 24 Mei 2023.
Ya.
Tapi, bener ya?
Oh, yes.
Serius.
Benar.
Yeay.
Ikut nggak pas peresmiannya tahun kemarin?
Enggak, aku kebetulan pas nggak bisa ikut.
Bisa ikut. Tapi
tapi tahu.
Oke, nanti akan mendapatkan hadiah dari Kubik Coaching.
Terima kasih.
Bermanfaat ya. Dan bagi Bapak Ibu teman-teman yang tertarik tadi sudah dikasih contoh sama Bala di TC menggunakan Get Me-nya khususnya buat interview ready ya. Saya juga jadi penasaran pengen pakai kan. Nah, bagi Bapak Ibu yang ingin mencoba aplikasi Get Me, ada free trial yang bisa Bapak Ibu teman-teman dapatkan dari Kubik Coaching ya. Caranya gimana? Cukup daftarkan diri Bapak Ibu yang ada di link kolom chat berikut. Nah, akan dikirim linknya. Nah, silakan, ini free trial. Oke. Oke. Nah, sudah? Silakan kalau yang mau cobain ini nih, Get Me tadi barusan Get Me, ya. Ini free trial, silakan isi pendaftaran di link yang dikirim di kolom chat ya. Nah, ini persembahan dari Kubik Coaching. Pastikan. Oh. Dan juga sebagaimana tadi Adam sudah buat di awal, kita ada quiz Instagram. Kita akan umumkan para pemenang yang sudah memberikan jawabannya di postingan paling awal, di quiz di awal ya, tadi quiz yang di awal banget. Masih ingat nggak quiznya apa? Pertanyaannya adalah, apa saja soft skills yang prioritas untuk meningkatkan employability mahasiswa? Jawabannya dimenangkan oleh Dwi PL _202 dan Tasyaul dan Boy _ Yeay, congratulations. Wah, ini jawabannya sangat matang ya, lengkap, complete answers, nggak kaleng-kaleng jawabannya ya, keren. Selamat buat 3 pemenang akan mendapatkan hadiah masing-masing Rp100.000 dalam bentuk uang elektronik. Oke. Congratulations, yes. Dan selain itu, Bapak Ibu, teman-teman, kita juga membutuhkan saran dan masukan dari Anda untuk improvement ke depannya. Oleh karena itu, mohon izin Bapak Ibu berkenan teman-teman mengisi feedback form yang akan sangat bermanfaat bagi kami untuk pengembangan selanjutnya. Silakan untuk mengisinya di link yang telah di-share chat box atau bisa dengan QRIS yang sudah ada di sini. Boleh di-scan barcode-nya. Mohon izin berkenan memberikan feedback terbaiknya untuk improvement kita ke depannya. Tentu feedback dari Bapak, Ibu, rekan-rekan sangat berharga bagi kami untuk Kubik Coaching. Dan once again, saya ucapkan terima kasih banyak. Thank you so much for all participants, especially for our speakers, Coach Fauzi, Mirta, Bala. Thank you so much for joining us and giving the best insights for us, especially for the AI and also the students' employability. Hopefully, it can benefit us for our future, which is much more brighter. Insya Allah ya. Dan Bapak Ibu, terima kasih. Selamat beraktivitas. Terakhir dari saya, salam bertumbuh, salam sukses mulia.